to get his perspective on all this is my guy, Ed Prather. Ed, great to see you, my friend. How are you?
Always. I'm great. We much better weekend for Colorado sports.
Yeah, it's all right. Do you like coaches that dismiss analytics and just coach by their gut, or would you rather have a coach who knows what's going on and analytically looks at life through that? And by the way, Sean Payton is a huge analytics situational guy, and Prime is not.
Well, and I guess I would have guessed that just by the demeanor. And I hate to waffle, but I think you have to be somewhere in the middle. I mean, certainly aware of the analytics and understanding probabilities and what's going to give you the most chance, but that gut feel is crucial. And just sort of understanding, hey, we're going to move in this direction, whatever it takes. So I don't know. I guess it depends on the game. It's easy to blame one way or another if it doesn't go your way. I was at that Chargers game, as you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but to me, the play calls analytically, they probably made all the sense in the world. And I think if I remember right, there was depleted defense on LA's side, but like running the ball again and again in the middle. First, second, and third down even, I think that's where that gut, hopefully chimes in and says, hey, we need to do something different here.
Yeah, the Broncos are a work in progress, but they're a work in progress that's 4-3. And, oh, my God, Ed, I was back in New England, and I detailed why earlier, and you already know why because we're good friends. Right. We talked about it. So, right. But one of the funny things – a couple of funny things back there, even though most of it was pretty serious, but was listening to Boston sports talk. And oh my God, because the Patriots are so bad. Now, don't feel bad for Boston sports fans. They just raised a banner last night for the Celtics. Okay. So we never feel bad for Boston sports fans. So I took it with glee, hearing them just rip on the Patriots, and they're still ripping on Belichick, and they're still, oh yeah. And they hate the coach, and oh my God, Ed, it just brought me so much joy. This is Phil from Boxford, and Belichick, he really did the team in, man, with the draft. He didn't know what he was doing with the draft. It's really terrible how things have started this season for them. Oh my God, everything was crapping on the team.
Look, I mean, you and I both know, right? I mean, like there's cycles, and when you start winning a bunch of Super Bowls, you're going to get picked over, and you're going to transition. And the fact that they were so good for so long, just like you said, they have nothing to gripe about. And
nothing.
What Belichick did for them, I mean, give me a break.
Nothing. And we should just all delight in the fact that every conversation about the Patriots is about how terrible they are right now. So
I love it. I mean, well, and one of those things that really stood out to me was, we were, in the Peyton Manning years, we would come up on the Patriots in the regular season or in the postseason. And it was a big deal. And I think out here, I have to say, I was guilty of sort of like, okay, we have this rivalry. And then I remember my Boston friend saying, there's no, like, everybody has a rivalry with us because we're that good. And it was just so frustrating. But some incredible games back then. And hey, we're transitioning out, I hope. And Drake May, I mean, I would think that I thought that the Mac Jones experiment would work, but I guess
not. Obviously not. Yeah, it's just kind of cool to hear. Well, everything we're talking about is how can we improve, perhaps add something at the trade deadline, and everything there is the season's over, and they do say over. Season's over. Let's go get a lobster roll. And, let's focus on the Celtics, and it's like, or the Bruins, or whatever. So anyways, just thought, hey, listen, just, for Denver sports fans to at least hear there's a pit of misery with the Patriots is, I hope,
I love it.
Reassuring.
Let's enjoy it while it lasts.
Exactly. All right, Ed, what's good in the real estate market? What's this election gonna do? Gosh, we are just a couple weeks away, huh? Like,
Totally.
what do you think?
Well, it's a great question because we just looked into some of this data, and I'm not kidding you. 8 out of the 9 last election cycles, we've seen the volume of sales raise, and we've seen values rise. As we approach it, though, interesting enough, and as you can imagine, we've got, sort of everybody's just waiting. And I don't know if you've been watching, but we've had rates tick up, actually, which is a good reminder and a harsh reminder that it's not always lockstep with the Fed. Although in the longer term, we absolutely believe they're coming down. That's cooled things a little bit. So that with the election, you've still got a bunch of inventory, but we see that being absorbed quickly. And especially if we're right that whatever happens, that we expect sales to go up.
Okay, so what's the best thing people need to do when they call you? They reach out to you, Ed. Give me some helpful hints. What are the right questions to ask you?
I feel like I'm a broken record here, but if we're looking at the buy side, if we're looking at the listing side, needing to sell your home, the wrong way to do this is to force something over a couple of weeks and okay, we're doing this now. Every situation is different. Every neighborhood is different. So we're looking really, really closely trying to help folks market their properties well, prepare well. And then on the buy side, we've talked for weeks now about the inventory. And so just getting together and understanding what is that home run? How do we get there? And, despite the fact that rates are high, we're still seeing sellers buy down rates for buyers, a lot of concessions towards sales. So really it is making a plan. And even if that means, hey, it was my dream or it's my goal to look at buying or selling in 2025, now is the time.
All right, Ed, reach out to Ed at edprather.com. That's Ed, Prather.com. Ed, I love you, pal, and I'll talk to you soon.
Love you too, D-Mac.
Right,
see ya.
Okay, we'll see you. Ed Prather.